Our big day yesterday, we took my two boys to a local footy game. Now, for those non-Australians, the Australian game is called the NRL, the National Rugby League, and the National Rugby League is a competition of football. Our team that we support is the Brisbane Broncos. Now, the Brisbane Broncos came to our city where we live, which is very rare. And what that does is gave an opportunity for our kids to get out and watch the guys. And like any sporting team, our boys really admire these players. They are true idols when it comes to sporting. I mean, they watch them on TV every week. So when they get to see them in real life, that's a big, big deal. And, I love that. I love that kids have sporting idols. And I even love it more when it lives up to all their dreams come true. And after the game, they waited at the fence. The players went around and spent some time with the fans. And my boys managed to get one of the players, who is the starting prop number 8, Corey Jensen. And Corey was kind enough to sign the boys' hats and jerseys. Obviously, they have all the gear. They're massive supporters. And my oldest son asked him if he could have his boots, game worn boots. And Corey obliged and took his boots off and gave them to my son. Now, may not seem like a big deal to a lot of people, but a gesture like that can truly change the trajectory of someone's life. And I mean that fully. I truly believe that because my boys were, crying with excitement. Someone they see on TV, they admire, in the game they love, in a team they love, took the time to not only talk to them and say good day, shake their hand, sign their jerseys, sign their hats, but then gave them a pair of boots. And that's the mark that leaves on these guys is truly phenomenal. My boys were a blubbering mess. They were overwhelmed, truly overwhelmed with excitement of getting something like that. And I relate back to when I was a kid, and my love for sporting memorabilia is thick and is super thick, and I cherish all the pieces that I have because I understand that exact feeling that I had with sporting heroes of mine that my kids got to experience as well. On the drive home, they were holding the boots like as a piece of gold, and took them home, cleaned them, sat them out, woke up this morning, grabbed them, told their friends. Like, it's a big, big deal, and I think athletes, I think they do their best a lot of the time. And they find it must be hard to get to every fan and always be there to keep everyone pleased. I get that, but athletes should really understand the impact that it has for a 10-second moment, a 30-second high five. When the players are getting on the bus, my boys went out there and high fived all the players walking through, and they were just when they'll talk about it for months and months and months. And every time they see him on the TV, they'll remember that time. So I think as athletes, they need to remember that they are role models, whether they like it or not. They're in the spotlight. That's who they are. And it's just other adults appreciate what they do, but it's more the kids. The kids are what it's the next generation of fans they need to get through and keep inspiring those kids. And the mark they left to my kids yesterday will stand with them forever. And being a sports collector and a sports fan, and getting to meet my sporting heroes, my Chicago Bulls heroes, and sit courtside, and I have game worn shoes and memorabilia and stuff from that game, and I'll never forget that. And I was 41, so you can imagine what it feels like to be 9 and 7 and be ticking those boxes already. So yeah, a couple of pieces. Athletes, don't forget. Parents, be considerate of athletes because they got a lot of work to get through. Parents, support your kids. My kids were there for 3 hours after the game chasing these guys just to get a high five, and no issue. I would have waited there for 10 hours if they needed me to, because I understand the importance of that interaction and what that means. But yeah, I love sport. I love the interactions like that and the way they can change the trajectory of someone's life. And we're truly grateful of the Brisbane Broncos team, Corey Jensen, the player, and my kids are forever in debt for that 30 seconds of time that you took out of your day to to do that gesture. I know you don't have to do it, and we truly appreciate it. And my boys will talk about that for months and months on end. So hats off to you, Mr. Jensen.